Hello there.
Hi. Hi, Ankit.
First, thank you so much for joining, and to the viewers, of course, a lot of you would already know who Rashi is. But very quick background: me and Rashi, we go way back together. Very dear friend she is, and we work together. She used to be in advertising. I used to be to some extent still in advertising, of course. Maybe one of the best artists that I've seen till date. A traveler. She's traveled to places where I always wanted to go, and I haven't been able to go. She has created envy. I'm not even sure how many times. So that's who she is, and of course we'll talk about a lot of what she has done in the past and what she plans to do in the future in this session. So cool, Rashi, let's start from the beginning, man. I have always known you as an advertising person, and your art and your creativity that used to be very good, but all of us know that advertising also is a very demanding job. So how come amongst that, amongst that hustle, amongst that those demands, you started to blog, you started to travel? Like, where did it all come from?
So advertising, good thing about advertising is that it gives you a lot of exposure. It exposes you to worlds from where you get a lot of ideas. So everything that I am right now, I will credit it to advertising only. Mm-hmm. And yes, it's a very hectic schedule. So it really, tires you, and you sometimes feel like you don't have time for yourself. So the frustration levels at times goes so bad that you just want to quit everything and start something. Right. That's how I got into yoga. That's precisely why I started to travel. So to take some edge off. Okay. And then I started, that's the reason, advertising is the reason why I ventured into travel and blogging and etc.
That's a very unusual answer. I was not thinking I would get something like that. But yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. I can vouch for it. Advertising kind of drains you out to some extent.
I mean, if I had a comfortable job, 9 to 5, I wouldn't have wanted the need to, travel like 500 kilometers on a weekend and, struggle so much and then come back again. Yeah. So it's all because of advertising.
Also, yeah. So Rashi, which is brilliant, of course. Tell me about so your travel adventures, and I've been following you, of course, for a very long time. And your adventures have been very different from typically what I see. Like, I mean, you see most of the travel guys, they would be, posting pictures on the beach, or you doing something which, say, somebody like me would also do. But I remember your stories were, going fishing out with local fishermen in Goa, or learning to surf. I don't know. So do you want to talk about some of those? Because and of course, why such stories or why such experiences and not one of those mainstream ones?
So, I have been traveling since I was a kid. I've been traveling a lot with my parents and all. And I've already done the stuff that usually people do, like going to the beach, going for a banana boat ride and etc. And I was bored of it. And when I started traveling alone, that's when I started to see things beyond the usual, beyond the banana boats of Goa or parties of Goa. I started seeing those things for usual because I started interacting with a lot of local people or some long-term travelers who have been there for like months. So I started venturing into these non-explored areas, and that's where I got a taste of, these different things. And then I realized, doing something as basic as just being on that side of the beach, which is where the fishermen are, right? Usually the tourists are on this side of the beach from where they can see the fishermen and wonder that what these guys are up to. Yeah. I wanted to be on the other side. So I thought, okay, why not? And a lot of people ask me, weren't you scared? Yeah, maybe, but eventually you learn your way. And like when you're traveling alone, it's only about your gut feeling, and you trust your gut feeling, and it's only about that. Like, traveling solo kind of changed my perspective. So any place I go, even if it is the most touristy place in the world, I'll still find something offbeat there, something which is very pure, simple, and, someone cannot think of it, and I'll find it, and it'll be one of my best experiences.
Next time when the lockdown opens up and I'm traveling, I'm taking
from you. Sure.
That's cool. Yeah, that's brilliant. So another point, tell me something. And a lot of people say this, that when you travel, you learn a lot of things. And of course, I have at least learned a lot from my travels. Did it also make you a better person, or did it also help you in the job that you're doing? Let's say the advertising piece.
See, we all need to work, that's for sure. Yeah, we all need to work. But when we are working, we feel like काश हमारा एक गोवा में shack होता और हम दिन भर वहाँ बैठे रहते. This is a dream of every advertising person that I know. And when you travel for long, and when you say what you learn from travel is that we all need to learn. Even, if you just want to end up with a shack, we still need to work and we still need to earn. Because, वो सब जो बातें होती है कि हम chill करेंगे, life में कुछ नहीं करेंगे, it's all not practical. You still need money to travel, even if that's all you want to do. You still need travel to, you still need money to kind of sponsor your flight tickets and everything. So you all need to work. So when you travel and your perspective changes because you meet a lot of people, you see different people, travelers also, locals also, families also, and you learn a lot of things. And it gives you a way to deal with your harsh reality, such as your job. It helps you to handle your job better, your pressure better, and it makes you more, happy in handling your everyday routine drill that goes on with you. So you become a much calmer, much better, much wise person. That's what I feel.
That's true, yeah. And that's strong. That's very deep, I'd say. Because wiser, yes, definitely. Stronger,
yes.
I would say yes, of course.
Wiser in the say, if you will never see me, involved in office politics or, all the shit that used to go on in the office.
Correct.
So, yeah, because you have an ultimate goal. So you'll not get into the petty things of everyday, everyday routine.
So you basically know what to avoid, you know what to get indulged into, and you know what to do typically.
I know what makes me happy, and I know it gives me you a clear objective of what your goal is.
Right.
That's what travel teaches you.
That's brilliant, yeah. Okay, tell me one more thing, Rashi. So I remember, I think I was flying from somewhere and I saw your photograph on Delhi airport. For one of the tourism ads, and maybe like that's one of the most famous photographs that you would have been seen in, right? And it's such an interesting photograph. You're doing, and I'm sorry, but I'm not a yoga guy, so I don't know what asana you were doing there, but you're doing an asana on a surfboard, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Yeah.
So how did that happen, and what was it?
It's a very interesting story, and I think we have time, so I'll take 5 minutes to tell you that.
Oh, please.
So I was a trained yoga instructor. Like, one of my advertising jobs led me to this path of, becoming a yoga teacher. But then eventually what happened, I could not come back and start teaching and do advertising together. So this one time there was this festival happening in Odisha, which is the India Surfing Festival. And they reached me out because they were looking for a yoga teacher. They reached me out. I said, yes, fine, why not? I would love to teach. It's a great opportunity. And I had some holidays, so I thought it's manageable. Why not? Everything was finalized. And then I get to know in the end that I have to teach yoga on water.
Wow.
And I'm like, what does that even mean? How are you supposed to do yoga on water? So they told me, okay, there's this thing called SUP yoga where you do a stand-up board. These are not a surfboard, it's a stand-up paddle board, which is why it's called SUP. So it's something called SUP yoga. And I know yoga, they know SUP, so they'll teach me how to do yoga on SUP. Wow. I was like, fine. So I had gone there a few days ago so that I can first train myself and then teach the people there how to do an SUP yoga in the middle of the water. And from there, it led to more opportunities with the Odisha tourism, and eventually that experience became an ad for a big project, much bigger project.
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing that, and
yeah.
I was so proud. I was like, wow.
I know this girl.
Yeah, obviously, of course. I mean, you don't get to say that a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
But that's very good, yeah. So what next?
Thank you.
You're still traveling, and of course, during lockdown, nothing happens.
But... No, I think this is what I call my hill station. This is what I call my tropical hideout. This is everything for me. I spend most of my time out in the garden, with my cats. Yeah, so I don't know.
I wanted to see them.
Oh, they had just gone back inside to sleep, and it's very difficult to wake them up right now. Yeah, it's just sleeping them. They're very grumpy. They won't come outside. I'll have to go find them.
But are they liking indoors?
They're loving it because they've never been outdoors. They've always been in a flat with me. So here they are going mad. So many smells, so many sounds, so many sights.
Brilliant.
They love to roll in the mud, and it's amazing. They're loving it. They come inside all dirty, and I've never seen them that dirty, but I'm like, okay. Just be you yourself. Be in your own element.
Yeah, because what are the photographs I've seen of both of them, they've been like literally shining clean all the time.
Yeah. Yes. Now they are all shabby and dirty, and my mom is so angry all the time. Unke paws ke marks rehte har jagah, and she's angry. Ganda kar diya mera ghar.
That's good, yeah. So no more traveling on the cards at this point in time.
I don't think it's going to take some time, but my plan is to start exploring things around Indore. I have never done that because I've been out of my hometown since past 8-9 years. I see my friends exploring a lot of beautiful places around this area, and especially in this weather, it's really beautiful.
Sure, I'm dead sure about that. Also, I think
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
things that I've always liked about you is while being in Delhi as well, you create beautiful content while being indoors as well, specifically with your cats or with the lighting that you create. So maybe,
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the things. I'm not sure if you're planning to explore something like that or not, but maybe that's one of the things you should do because I'd love to see more of that.
I love to do that. Actually, I love creating content.
Correct.
I really love to experiment with the camera. So my biggest investment is always on my phone, upgrading my phone camera. And I really love to experiment. So nowadays I'm only using my phone for taking pictures. Earlier I used to carry my SLR everywhere and that used to be very difficult.
Yes.
But I love doing it. Yeah. And I really like doing it. But I try to stick to travel only. And this lockdown has been more about posting throwback pictures or like home pictures and stuff that you do new things that you do at home.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
because of the lockdown, Rashi, tell me something now. A lot of creators have asked this to me, and I'd want your opinion on that. There are two basically school of thoughts. There's one set of creators who say that because of lockdown, we have pivoted and we've started creating a lot of content which we never used to do. For example, lifestyle content or some
Yes.
other category, right? And then there's another school of thought, another set of creators who say no, we do not want to pivot at all because there's one thing that we are very passionate about and we want to follow that, be like literally lockdown or
Yeah.
no lockdown, and we'd wait for this particular piece to end. So which side do you kind of sway towards?
I fall in between
Mm-hmm.
because I will not just create content just for the heck of it and change the genre of the content that I make, and I will not even stop creating content because there's lockdown. But what the main reason why I create content is to inspire people, and I found a lot of inspiration myself during the lockdown. Believe me or not, a lot of people curse lockdown. I always thought the lockdown is like a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
I started cooking things that I have never cooked in 9 years. I
Right.
started doing yoga more often because I never used to get time before. So I create content around that. So it's more of inspiring others through a lifestyle, through a better set of things that you are experimenting in the lockdown. So it's more about that. So it's neither that I'm sticking to my own genre, and it's not that I am just creating content for the heck of it.
Got
So
it.
I've just
Got it.
started teaching pranayam to my parents. So I'm gonna put content around that also. Why not? It's again not
Yes,
travel. It's
I mean,
off my
I'd love to see
genre, but
that,
it's
dude.
inspiration. Yeah.
No, definitely. In fact, I
Yeah.
want my mom and dad to see that, and I'd want to tell them, dude, you also guys need to start doing this. See,
Oh,
there are people are doing it out there.
they
But
are
isn't
like
that difficult?
kids. Sorry.
Isn't it difficult to get your mom and dad to do something? I mean, it always has been the other
Oh
way around,
my
right?
God. I think we can credit it on Modi ji. Modi ji is making things simpler because whatever he says, they blindly follow. Modi ji
Correct.
says you do yoga, so they'll do it. Otherwise, I can spend 5 years after them and they will not do it. So,
I'm sure,
so
definitely.
yeah, and it's really funny. It's like teaching pranayam to a bunch of kids because today I was sitting with them in the garden and I'm telling them to keep quiet, close their eyes, and breathe. And and suddenly I hear my mom, like started laughing with her nose held like this. She's laughing. Then my dad, during the meditation, he has spotted a word. वो देखो चिड़िया. Suddenly then he says, शांति है एकदम, meditation चल रहा है, breathing exercise चल रही है, and then he says, अमरूद पक गया है, सर पे गिर जाएगा. Matlab, they were acting like backbenchers of a class, and it was so hard. It was so hard.
Man,
It's really
you're
difficult.
having a ball, dude. You again creating envy, Rashi, just inspired, okay? It's so cool, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fun.
Okay, so before let's see if there are any questions that people have asked. I'm sure there are no questions. Vibhor is asking for your autograph, okay? You might want to send across to him. Okay, guys, just in case if you have any questions for Rashi, we have a couple of minutes when we can. Yes, Vibhor, you're allowed to troll if that's the question you wanted to ask. Then there you go with the answer, okay? Okay, there are no questions. Brilliant. So I get to ask a couple of more questions then. Okay, Vibhor says one person you'd want to teach yoga to? You want to answer that?
My father.
You're already doing that. No, that's not an answer.
That's the toughest. He's my toughest student. So I really want to work on that.
I hope your father's watching this video. Huh?
I don't think so. He can't hear this.
Okay, there's Anshika who says, "Come back to Delhi, please." Rashi.
Hi Anshika. I will come back to Delhi soon. I'll come back in a few months and see you. I'll stay with you.
I think I'd also write the same. Rashi, please come back to Delhi. Okay, Sketch and Scribble asks, what is the secret behind your positivity?
It's a lot of things. I think it's nature. It's being an outdoor person. It's, doing yoga. It's being around animals. It's being around a lot of plants. Automatically creates a positive outlook. And it reflects in everything that you do.
I completely agree. I think so. Rashi, I took inspiration from you. Just FYI, I have now 40 potted plants at my place now.
Wow.
And you were one of the guys I used to follow because of plants. And of course, there are a couple of others also who kind of inspired me. But just FYI,
that's nice.
The things that I learned.
That's nice.
So yes, plants definitely. I'd say they would help you be positive.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that has to do with anything natural around you, it helps you. Vibhor is talking about advertising campaigns. Wow. Not a valid question, Vibhor. Try harder.
No, Vibhor. Ask about yoga, dude. Or ask about content creation. Ask about something else. Not advertising.
Leave me alone.
One advice that you want to give to fellow creators who are, let's say, just starting out or planning to start, and because of lockdown, say things have changed. What is that one thing you want to tell them?
I think I would tell them not to get restricted because of lockdown and the limitations that are there outside because of the COVID crisis. I think you can still create content, and it's a very good time for you to plan. So don't think that you can't step out and create content and you have so much time to plan and think, and you can create content from where you are. You can create any sort of content and just be true to yourself. That's all. Because there are a lot of people on Instagram who are creating such fake content, you see the content and you don't relate to it, and you feel like it's just being copy pasted from someone else's profile or someone else's, words. So just be true to yourself and take this lockdown as a blessing. It'll give you a lot of time to experiment on new ideas and, plan things out for, your calendar and everything. Just utilize this time and don't feel restricted. The restriction is just here. It's not there.
Correct. That's a very strong thing, man. I'll take that back home. So guys, don't be restricted. That's Rashi for you. Follow her for beautiful yoga advice and of course for her to see her teaching yoga to her parents. That's one of the things that I'm really, really looking forward to, Rashi. Okay. So, follow her for travel advice. Follow her. She's a complete outdoors person. Follow her for different kinds of travel that otherwise you would not find anywhere else. And of course, her profile link would be in our description that we have shared, or just DM, and we'd be more than happy to share a link with you. So thank you so much, Rashi. It's been wonderful chatting with you. And of course, we have time restriction here, but I'll call you separately, and we have a lot of things to talk about as well.
Great, sure.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.